And we're live. Good morning, good day, grand rising, and welcome to Ask the Shaman. Ring the bell. Good morning, grand rising, everyone. Welcome to Ask the Shaman. I'm your host, Anthony Golden Sunshine, your friendly neighborhood shaman. That's a beautiful Tuesday morning, March 19th. Spring is soon upon us. However, there's some snow on the ground here where we're at. So it's like last winter, the last of the winter, or hopefully last of the winter, which we're looking forward to. Mary and I, we love springtime, especially as nature mystics. The way it feels is really amazing. The last 3 or 4 years, as we've evolved into our medicine paths, the springtime has been just extra beautiful, extra wonderful. The feelings of the energy rising of the earth a few weeks ago started to rise, and then as the weather got cold again, you could feel the energy kind of fall dormant kind of again. It's still there, it's just kind of muted. But now as the weather begins to change again, it'll start to rise, everything will start to bloom. We have a bunch of seeds started in our indoor garden for our outdoor garden. We like to grow food. I always try to tell people, get out there, grow some food. Even if you've never done it before, just make a little garden, like a little raised bed or something. We have 3 raised beds, like 4 by 8 footers outside. I would love to have more. We have lots of deer where we live, and they will chow down your crops unless you fence them in. So that's kind of the hard part, is getting all the fencing materials and all the stuff to put together. But for me, I would like to have like a food forest in my yard. I would think it would be so cool if people like all over the place started growing food forests. There's like no laws against that. Like I'm allowed to turn my whole yard into a garden if I wanted to. That's some crazy stuff, because there's signs and things, or certain things you can't put on your lawn or your grass, but you can grow food. No one can stop you from growing food. And when you grow your food, you can choose to grow it organically like we do. And then you know what you're eating. You really know what you're eating, because the thing is you don't know what you're eating when you get it from the store, even when it's organically grown. I do like farmers markets and things. Those are pretty cool. Let's see what's going on here. We got some comments. 1 million Buddhas. Good morning, y'all. Hi, 1 million Buddhas. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a little heart opening meditation. It's really important to open your heart as often as possible. Your heart center is what primarily generates your aura, your energetic bubble, your energetic field. And so when that's measured, it's typically measured from the activity of the heart energy field. It's not really hard for us to connect to our heart space. It's just you have to use intention to do it. And after a while of doing that, it starts to kind of open on its own. It doesn't have to be talked to or given any extra instructions to open up. But that's where we're going to go. But the floor is open for any questions or comments or concerns. I would love to hear from you on this beautiful Tuesday morning. And we'll see if we get a topic rolling. But what we'll do first is we'll do our little kind of daily ceremonies. I call the ceremony to self. It's important every day to have a little ceremony for you, a little time of reprieve, where you're just letting go of all your thoughts and all your worries and life, just for a little bit, there's nothing but wonderful anecdotal evidence, as well as now more mounting scientific evidence that meditation is extremely, extremely healthful for your mind and your body, your physiology. It's really amazing. And, I think there's a really skewed idea of what meditation is, particularly in the Western world. Everybody thinks it means that you're without thought. Well, that's not necessarily true, because there's different ways to meditate. Okay, there's mindfulness meditation, where you're sitting there and you're mindful of what's going on. Actually, I thought I had something printed here. I could talk about some different types of meditation, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. But there's many forms of meditation. There's things that don't have names that can be forms of meditation, because it has more to do with you stepping out of incessant thought and being focused in what you're doing, or just being, and not being ran through the mental program that's running all the time. So that's pretty cool. Ooh, what's that? Let's see who's here. Lulu's here. Hi, Lulu. Good morning. Sister Tina Marie, good morning, dear. Have happy equinox, sacred soul, brother. I love you. Anaiki kunyaiki wulkanuna panichai. Thank you. I love you, sacred soul, sister. Happy equinox to you as well. The equinox is upon us. All right, let me get my leg out of here. What we're going to do is we're going to do a heart meditation now. I'm going to put up the banner for it. I have a banner, heart opening meditation. Okay. So where I usually start is I put my hands right on my heart. I usually put my left hand first, my right hand second. Okay. And then what I do is I just sit there for a moment and I feel my heart. I close my eyes, I drop into my body. I don't do anything else except for become aware of my heart. Feel my heart in my chest. I can feel my heart beating. And then what I do is I take in a nice big breath. I'm filling up my belly and my body all the way up to my heart. Holding in my heart. And then letting go. Long sweeping exhale, big breath into your heart. Fill up your heart and a long sweeping exhale. Big breath. That's it. Breathe into your heart. Big breath in. All the way into your heart. So I'm filling up, like I'm imagining I'm filling up my whole body all the way. My heart's the last thing, and it overflows. 3 more. Two more. And 1 more. Very good. A little oxygenation. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take a couple fingers on each hand. I'm going to tap on my heart center of my chest, and all around this area, because your heart center does have to do with the organ, but in an energetic sense, it's just in this area. So I'm tapping and opening up this area with my attention. Opening up. I intend for this open. And then what I do is I open it. Open your heart. Just use your mind's eye as if you could open your heart space. Just oof, it just opens. And as it opens, it begins to open around you into a soft bubble. And now what we're going to do is spread our energy into there. This is usually where I come together and I like to start like this. I put my hands together. Sometimes I start right here, but today I'm going to put them together down here in my lower chakras. And I'm going to begin to bring all the energy of my tailbone up to my heart like this. My hands rotate up. And then I take in a big inhale as I bring my hands over my head. And I'm taking the energy of all of my chakras, my entire vertical column, up to the top of my head. And then I'm turning my hands out, whoosh, and opening it into my bubble. Okay, this is a really cool exercise. Nice and slow. Bring the hands back in front of you into the lower chakras. The hands come up, bringing the energy of the tailbone and navel, everything up into the heart. And then from the heart up through the throat and head. Breathing in, long exhale. Open your bubble, open your field. This is where you can use your mind's eye and disciplined imagination and create. Use your imagination, have fun. Hands back, energy up from the tailbone, up to the heart. Breathe. Up overhead and so slow, letting your fingers run through the beautiful energy of your expanded field. Your heart field is open now. I'm going to leave my hands open in my lap, or sometimes I hold them up like this. And now that my heart field is expanded, I'm going to invite here all energies and beings of light and frequencies that are open to bring their medicine and light into this space. And then what you can do in this moment is also call upon your highest power, whatever you feel that is. Call in any spirits or guides or ancestors that you know or work with. This is all about you. This is you time. And in a very simple sense, you can just call to all energies of the quantum field that are open to connect, to teach me, to open me, to help me to expand and become one. I'm open to receive. And this is the important part, is letting yourself be open and now in the mode of receivership. And how to get yourself in a beautiful mode of receivership is gratitude. When you have gratitude, you're in the ultimate mode of receivership. So what I do is I turn on my gratitude. I just first may begin with, what am I grateful for? The concept. What are the concepts I'm grateful for? For life, for breath, for this moment, for the beautiful connections with all the spirits that surround us. I'm just grateful to be alive. And as you can think about that gratitude, really feel it. Really sink into the feeling of your gratitude and let that begin to open. And as this opens, this begins to create a beautiful space within you and around you. And then what you can do is from here, is with hands open, I passively pray. Take a few moments here, and what I want you to do is just share some sweet words and feelings with your higher self, with the higher power. And this is more of a passive form of prayer. You're not telling God or the Creator what you want or what you need right now. What you're saying is, I'm open just to be. I'm open to be and connected in your glorious light. So essentially what you've done now is you've opened up your heart space and you've invited to you all of your cosmic power, which is limitless and available to you at any moment and all moments. You are creation itself. And then you can do a different form of praying. Now you can ask for things. If there's things you need, I need some help and guidance in some of the decisions that I need to make currently. God, can you continue to provide us with the beautiful abundance that keeps flowing and the wonderful people that show up in our beautiful community to help us and support us to continue to grow and help others all over the world. You know, there's a million things that you could ask, and it's always good to ask your higher power. It starts there. Ask and you shall receive. And now with that open heart, that open expanded space, here's where you begin to use your manifestation self. What you can do here is with that open heart, you can draw to you your greatest possible outcome or your future self. Here's where you'll take a few moments. And what you're going to do is I want you to just begin to picture your greatest self, your most healthy and successful. It's already here. It's already with you. We just got to kind of open it up in this space. Open it up for you to have the ability to observe it. What does your most successful, abundant, healthy, happy, strong, loving, compassionate, and forgiving self look like? How does it feel to be that person, to be your greatest possible self? Just for a moment, allow yourself to imagine it. And as you imagine it and create the vision, allow yourself to create an emotional feeling, charging that thought, that vision with your emotion. And as you charge it with your emotion, we're going to use our intention to send it out through our heart and into our bubble, into the universe, sending from us the signal which we want to attract. And what you're doing now is imagining your heart is now like a radio antenna, now sending out beautiful signals into the quantum space around you, into the living energy of nature, vibrating in resonance, in tune with who you want to be. I want you to just take a few moments to be here. I invite you just to drop into this moment, into this time. And just allow yourself to become aware of your breath. Your respiration is focused. It's very deep, but very slow. Very deep, but very slow. I invite to me my highest possible outcome. I invite here for all of us our highest possible outcome. As you invite that energy here, you invite that frequency to be here. You're tuning in and turning on that frequency. Breathe it in. I breathe in this potential and possibility. My breath is light. Breath is spirit. I bring that spirit, that energy, that life into me, inviting all life force here. And what we're going to do now with this open heart center, we're going to take a moment or two to bring healing into our bodies. If there's anywhere in your body that feels heavy, stuck, or stagnant, or you have disease or illness or pain, wherever it is you need the most love, bring your attention there. Wherever it is, just for now, focusing all of your attention on how the heaviness or pain feels in your body. And it's okay. You don't want to run away from it. Normally we run away or try to ignore the things that hurt. Just for now, I want you to be brave and open with your heart and go into whatever's hurting you or bothering you or frustrating you. Whatever stories you're holding on to or self-limiting beliefs, allow yourself to go in. I'm now going to invite any heavy energy that's in my body or being. I'm going to invite it to lovingly go. I want to thank you. I want to thank the heavy energy, the hucha that has been living in my body. Thank you so much for your time here. Thank you for your teaching. Hucha also always contains lessons. I want to thank you so much for your lessons, but it's time for you to go. It's time for me to resonate into a higher field. And then what you're going to do is anywhere in your body that you're feeling that heavy energy, I want you just to breathe into it. Take in a big breath and breathe into it. And hold your breath there and give it a little squeeze. You're squeezing light into it. Mine happens to be in the middle of my belly. And whoosh, letting it go. A little bit of heavy emotion is packed in here in the middle of me, and that's where I'm paying attention right now. If you have pain or stiffness somewhere, breathe into that. Hold it. And release it. Very good. Once more. Big breath in. Hold it. And release it. I lovingly release all of my heavy energy. And as now I've breathed it out, it's just moving through. It's still, the energy moves in. I'm drawing in lots of light and energy, and I'm releasing all of my heaviness. And it just comes out of me and falls onto the ground. And as it falls onto the ground, the earth begins to munch it up. For her, our heavy energy is like a beautiful, beautiful treat. And if you'd like, what you can do is you can call in the earth goddess. We call her Pachamama. You can call Pachamama Mother Earth here. Mother Earth, I offer to you this heavy energy. For you, I know it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I know that I'm doing a great service, not just for myself and not just for you, but the entire collective of being. You see, your heavy energy turns into compost, fertilizer for the beautiful things of the surface of the earth. Don't be afraid to give her your heavy energy. She'll take it. She'll take it from you. And now with your expanded heart space, you're going to magnetize it and you're going to bring in the finest light. Taking a moment to picture, idea, imagine, hallucinate, if you will. What would the most beautiful light, the most beautiful healing, restorative, rejuvenating, restructuring light that you could bring here? And we'll all bring that here. Let us bring the light of restructuring, the light of healing, the light of fulfillment and happiness. Let's bring that here. I choose to be healthy. And breathe that in. Make the choice. Breathe in. I'm healthy. And I release any other ideas that I'm not. I release all other ideas. I breathe in my health. There it is. And I let that health, that air, that light of health into my body, and I release all other things, anything else, any other ideas. I have no other agreements. I release all other agreements, and I agree to myself being very healthy. I'm very healthy from head to toe. I release all other ideas, all other agreements. Once more. I'm healthy, and there you go. The next 3 points of success is what I call it. Happy, healthy, strong. Breathing in. I'm happy. Say it. There you go. I release all other agreements other than I'm happy. I'm just going to agree for now and breathe in that truth. I don't got to find happiness because it's in me already. And I release all other agreements. I am happy. Breathe in. I am happy. And let go. So we did healthy, happy, and last is strong. And this means physically strong, mentally strong, emotionally strong, strong in all ways. Any way that you need strength, and anywhere in your life that you don't feel strong, we're going to eradicate that as we breathe in. Breathe in. I am strong. Say it. Breathe in. I am strong. Wherever you need strength, bring that light into your body and simply release all other agreements. Any other story you're agreeing to that I'm not strong enough. You are. You're always enough. You're always strong enough, and you're always worthy. Breathe that in. I'm strong, and I release and give to the earth all other ideas, forms, or heavy energies. Any self-limiting beliefs. And I breathe in. I'm strong. And I'm releasing that. Good. I'm now healthy, happy, and strong. And I'm going to repeat that. I'm healthy, happy, and strong. And I breathe that in. Hold that in your body. Those truths. I'm happy, healthy, and strong. Very good. And I breathe it in again. I'm happy, healthy, and strong. Holding and releasing. Once more, I'm happy, healthy, and strong. Breathe it into you and release. Very good. We're just going to leave ourselves in this nice, open, expanded state. Just take a moment to give our thanks. I'm going to give my thanks and appreciation, my gratitude to the living energy that surrounds us, to all of our spirits and spiritual guidance, our higher powers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank each and every one of you that's here now in this moment, all of you who watch in the future in the replay. May this energy reach you, for energy knows no time nor distance. So whenever it is that you see this or watch this, may these blessings of light, of happy, healthy, and strong be imbued upon you and brought into you and be taken up by you. And then may it radiate from us out into the world around us. And let's take a moment to become radiant. Take a moment and picture yourself as a rung bell or a tuning fork or a radio antenna. And from you, you begin to vibrate into the space around you, your command for happiness, healthiness, and strength. I send happy, healthy, and strong into everything around me. All the contents of my room, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the paint, every molecule, every atom vibrating in this space is vibrating in that space of gratitude, of happiness, of health, of strength. And I send that beyond this room. I let the room vibrate with me. All the contents of the room are vibrating with me and vibrating with you. And we're sending that out into the world, out into your yard, into your area. I can feel the trees in my yard connecting. Keep going, spread that out, fill up your entire block and your city. Fill it up, push it out into your state. You're expanding your bubble now. Your bubble's getting bigger and bigger. You're encapsulating. And then all of our bubbles are now beginning to merge and reach together as we begin to put our bubbles together and let us encapsulate the earth. Let us bring our finest light through us as a collective. My brothers, my sisters, let us be beautiful projectors and connectors and radiators of light for our planet. Let us bring health into the waters of the earth, health and nutrition into the soils of the earth, into the foods of our earth. May we bring healing, homeostasis, balance, coherence into the hearts, the minds, the souls, and the bodies of all inhabitants of this planet. And now what I want you to do is just take a few moments. I want you to picture if this energy that's radiating from us began to shift the world into anew, as if everything became covered in a soft golden light. And the earth has risen now in its perfect form. I want you to picture perfect, lush, green forests, crops of food growing in a non-conventional way, permaculture, everything working together, people working together to create the greatest possible earth and outcome, releasing competition, releasing all of the pressures of capitalism and money and fear surrounding money, allowing everything just to melt into its own energy and harmonize. And that's what I'm going to do now is from my heart, I'm going to send out the intention for all energies of the earth to become harmonized. And it's as if all of our energy fields have now tuned together like the perfect instrument, and we're creating the perfect signal, the perfect sound that transforms the earth into its greatest possible way, its greatest possible outcome, its greatest possible version. This is the most lush and healthy and happy and strong earth we could ever imagine and beyond. I'm now just going to breathe with this, and I'm going to breathe in and out to my bubble. As I breathe in, I fill up my belly and my chest, filling up my body with light. And as I exhale, I blow that out into our collective bubble, that beautiful energy. It's encapsulating the earth. The winds of change come through you. Transformation in, transformation out. So within, so without. I'm happy, healthy, and strong. And I send that into the surrounding world, allowing everything the opportunity to be its happiest, healthiest, and strongest version. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. So good, so good. Beautiful. We're now going to begin to bring our bubble back. Please excuse me. I'm beginning to retract my bubble. And as we all begin to retract our bubbles all begin to separate, leaving behind a beautiful golden glistening earth, the golden age of the earth. Happening now within us, from us. That's the world that I wish to create and be with and be in. And now bring your bubble all the way back here, coming back through the countries, your state, coming back into your town, back into your room, and now coming into an arm's length around you, just like how you expanded in the beginning. And with you has come and brought back all of the living energy of the earth in which you've given. And now that we've given to the collective, we may now drink from the collective. Your bubble is now full of light and energy. And we're going to begin to do a breath medley. And we're just going to breathe for a few minutes and let all this energy come into us. Every time you inhale, you're taking energy in. Every time you exhale, you're making room or you're releasing anything that doesn't belong. So this is your intention. My intention is I'm going to breathe in all the light and energy of my bubble. And I'm going to release anything that's no longer in alignment with my highest possible timeline. And we're going to breathe in with a double breath, 2 sniffs, sigh out. I let anything go. Breathe in light. In with light. Breathe in, fill up. Fill up. Last one, big breath in. Release. Breathing in and out through your mouth quickly like this. Pumping the tummy. Pumping your heart. Big breath in. Hold. Squeeze into your heart. Release. Very good. Very good. Bring all the energy of the bubble now back together over your head. Big breath over your head, and you're going to bring that energy back down through all of your chakras and energy lines, down through your tailbone, down and out into the earth. And then that energy recirculates and you're rising back up from the earth, and you take the energy, a torrid field, it comes back in through the top of your head and down through the center of you and out into the earth, up from the earth and back down. Good. Taking a moment, I'm going to bring my hands together in prayer position, and I'm going to give thanks. Thank you to the divine light and spirits that surround us, all the beautiful guidance that's come into this place. Thank you for all of our beautiful heart centers that have opened and encapsulated the earth and our beautiful wisdom and divine light. Thank you. A Nike Kuyaki. Thank you. I love you. Victory, praises, and blessings to the upper world. Victory, praisings, and blessings to the middle world. Victory, praises, and blessings to the lower world. A Nike Kuyaki. Sonkura. Oh, I'm freezing now. Beautiful. That was a beautiful exercise. Thank you all so much for joining in that heart-opening meditation. I absolutely loved it. Loved it. Brianna's here. Good morning. God is always there. Where's there? I agree. God is everything for me. I'm not sure how your belief system works, but I do honor it. I honor everyone's belief system. I accept all belief systems. I don't necessarily agree, and no one has to agree with your belief systems. But what we do need to do is accept each other's belief systems. Whatever you think, whatever you feel is true to you, I need to honor that in you because that's your truth. And that's the thing about truth. Where does truth actually live? In you. So truth is whose truth? It's your truth. We have some other idea that, you know, there's scientific evidence of this and that makes it true. Well, not necessarily that you agreeing to the evidence that's been presented to you. This drives people crazy when I tell them truth doesn't exist anywhere except inside of you. No, there's empirical evidence. Okay, well, that's your opinion. You know, that's you're agreeing. You're saying that the evidence that's been presented to you, you agree is truth. Like you may agree that 1 + 1 is 2, but 1 + 1 is never 2. That's just what we've been taught. That's a whole different story, I guess. Ooh, man, I feel a little bit Sami stoned. Lots of light coming in. Everything's vibrating. My hands are freezing. Feels good. Beautiful meditation. Thank you. Thank you, Jilly Beans. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Tina. Morning, beautiful souls. I'm freezing. Yeah, no doubt. So the floor is open. Let's talk about life. I have a banner for that too. Where is that? Ask the Shaman. Let's talk about life. So that's what I opened this up for you to share. If you have something you want to share, you know, of spiritual or energetic or conscious nature, I would love to hear that. Maybe something's happened in your reality, or you know, there's medicine that you could share with others. Maybe you have a question about what's going on in your reality. You know, maybe you have some questions about your spiritual interaction, or maybe you're having some metaphysical experiences or spiritual experiences that you have no one to talk about. This is the place. Nothing sounds weird to me. You know, like people say, okay, well, this is going to sound weird. I go, no, it's not. It's not going to sound weird. And that's usually, that opens someone right up, because when they feel like they can be listened to without judgment, that's really helpful. That's really, really helpful to all of us, is when we feel listened to without you know, judgment. In our tradition, we have a name for that, and it's active listening, like just really active listening. Often, and maybe you'll want to pay attention to this in your life and see how this applies to your life. When you're listening to someone talk, are you listening wholeheartedly? Are you listening with the ability, with the intention to understand, or are you just listening with the intention to reply? This is a neat question. And when I first started asking it to myself some time back, I started to notice how I have been trained to listen, and not really listen to understand, but listen to reply. Or in another way to look at it is a lot of us, we're listening, especially in the spiritual space, we're listening with intention to defend our belief system. When someone says, like, you know, maybe you've been on this live stream before and someone will come in and they'll start to, you know, profess kind of their religion or something. And usually I don't get like offended or anything. I just tell them, like, hey, that's okay. But what you don't want to do is force your ideas on someone else. Don't tell me how it is. That's why I never tell you what God is or where God is or how that is. I tell you, open up to your highest power, and however that is to you. I may share some ideas or feelings that I perceive, but I'm never going to tell you how I see it is the only way. It isn't. All I'm going to do is provide for you a structure in which to begin your own growth. because that's how it is. I'm a true leader. I'm a true leader of spirituality. And what I want to do is I want to create more leaders. And it's been working. It's been working wonderfully. There's people all over the world that I've been able to, you know, inspire to make big changes in their lives. You know, even here in my own community, there's people now that have become inspired through what I'm doing more live streams and getting out here more. Some of my other co-shamans and things are popping up more. And that makes me nothing but so happy when I see other people going after what they want. Okay. About to cry. It's a cry of gratitude. And man, I am so very grateful. Nothing makes my day more than seeing someone do something they love or are passionate about. Because that's not generally how life looks here in this world. Most people are just doing what they need to do to survive or get by or whatever it is they think they must do to maintain a particular lifestyle or an idea of being. But, you know, as an empath, it still just got me to feel the beauty of freedom in someone else. Such a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it makes me it just fills my bucket. You know what I mean? Just oof, overflows my cup. And that's the best, because when my cup overflows, I never can run dry. You know, my cup stays full and I can still help everyone else. And that's what I want. That's really what I aim to do all the time, is try to be that flowing, overflowing cup. Allow the light, allow the energy in, allow it to saturate me and just overflow me and radiate from me into the world, creating ripples of light, of love. And boy, has it worked. It's worked. In the last 28 days, okay, the last 30 days, everything's just grown and exploded so much. Our Facebook reach has hit, my personal page has reached over 2.8 million people, 2.8 million from a 10,000 follower base. That's amazing. That's amazing. What else can we do? Can we keep growing? How do we continue to work together as a community? I invite all of you to bring any and all ideas, collaborations. I want to work with you. I want to inspire you. I want to encourage you to be your best. And that's what I'm here to do. That's what I wish to do. You know, that's what I aim to do. You know, and that's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. And it makes me just so happy. It just fills me with joy. So I send out my love and appreciation to all my other friends and spirit family out there doing that thing, going out there. And I'll give some special shout outs. First to my brother, Hank Sedela. If you don't know the Sonic Shaman, check him out. He's amazing. He's an amazing being. Check him out. My teacher, Don Zane Kerfman, check him out. If you ain't saw our SOAR episodes, those are every other Wednesday, where me and Zane is just two shamanic priests hanging out, having conversations, talking about different topics, and, you know, working with the community. Wonderful. Zane's an amazing teacher. He's a great teacher. I'm so grateful for him. He's been nothing but very helpful to me in my expansion, and has filled in a lot of gaps with my other teachers, even my non-human teachers. He's helped me to fill in a lot of gaps, smooth out my being. Who else do I want to send out? Patrick Simmons. He's got a cool little show going on. So if you know Pat Simmons or don't know Pat Simmons, find Pat Simmons. He's been doing lots of live streams. He's got really cool intros. He's got a really nice demeanor and how that works. Also Casey McBride. Casey McBride, I've seen him along with his Yanantan, his partner Eris Handley. They've been on doing some cool stuff. Check them out. That's been happening. So I want to send out my love to all of you, and even more. If I didn't mention you, I'm sorry, and you're on and you're doing things, I'm sorry. I want to give you my love. I want to give you all of the energy and light and power within me for you to do your greatest work. I encourage you. I want you to be your best, because you are. You're amazing. You're all amazing, amazing beings. And I'm so grateful to be here with you all. I love you. All right. Thank you for listening to my loving spiel. I'm just overwhelmed with joy and love. So too many fun things happening right now. I just had a major physical upgrade over the past week. Well, I'm not surprised. The work we're doing is going to change you. Okay. You have to pay attention to what's happening. And that's something I talk about, to all my shamanic students. Prepare for transformation. That's what it's all about. That's what it comes down to. So that just tickles me to the bones. I just did a magical Tezmikal experience yesterday with an indigenous goddess here in Tulum. I'm sharing all of that transformational magical energy with whoever is intended to receive. Powerful medicine. Hey, that sounds like lots of fun. I send to you my light. Casey has been so inspiring over the past few days. Seeing him and working with him has been beautiful. Yeah, I'm glad he's back out. Now I'm going to keep trying to add energy into the world so it stays consistent. Casey has a history of being non-consistent. So I'm going to try, because I saw that he's on a live stream. I try to pop on these live streams when I see them and give my love to my brothers and sisters and help them to grow and expand, because that's what I know it is. I know it's that we have to work together. I want to see everyone it's more important to me that you become successful than I become more successful. I feel successful to the bones already. I couldn't be more successful than I am. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm strong. I've already said that's the other thing. My goal was to set out and change the world. It's already happened. It's done. I've already done it. I've touched so many people now. It's ripples. They're everywhere. I've spread out so far into the world, 2.8 million. If you're connected to the world by 4 people, think of all that overlapping energy that's happened through my Seiki lines, through my web, and then plus all the other exercises I do through transmission type apparatus. Like I work a lot with radio towers and cell phone towers. You can too. Electrical wiring, everything, telephone lines, which aren't really used so much no more, but they still go into people's houses, and you can send resonant energy through everything and anything, because you're not separate from anything. So I challenge everybody, when you go out into the forest, it's the same way. I'm connecting with the mycelium. All of the trees in the forest, when I touch them, it connects to the mycelium in the earth. This is the earth's nervous system. It communicates to everything else. You have the ability to do the same thing and retract its wisdom. There's so much capability. I'm experiencing some younger women seeking me for counsel. This is totally due to my work with you. Good, Jill. Yes. I know that's going to happen, Jill. You're very masterful. You're one of the most masterful beings that I've met so far on my journey. I like how you don't exactly know yet. There's a reason why it's like that, I'm sure. But yes, you're very masterful, and I would definitely seek counsel from you. I mean, I often do, even if it's not in a direct kind of sense. You've been very helpful and instrumental in my growth and expansion, and I thank you. Thank you. Doing the work with you helps me too. Love you, Paqo, Zane, Hank, and Casey are all beautiful. Yeah, don't forget Eris. She's part of Casey's clan. They come on sometimes too. I want to send love to my whole IU, my personal IU, my IU, the Wilka Inti IU. That's the Sacred Sun Medicine Society. I love you all so much, and I want to expand that out into the Wilka, or out into the Salkamunai IU, the Wild Hearts Medicine Society. That's Zane's IU, and the Qatari tradition. I'm blessed. I'm blessed beyond belief to be here, to be alive, and there's so many new opportunities opening. Just in the last week, so many new things and potentials and possibilities had opened. And it's just in time, because just a couple of weeks ago, I was feeling really flat and deflated and worn out. You know, what I do here requires a lot of energy. I give a lot of energy. And, you know, I receive some back, but most people are not reciprocating. That doesn't stop me because I'm going to give without expectation of how it should return, because it always does. It always does. But I always ask everybody if you could do your best to help generate and create Aini balance. If I'm giving you all of this energy, this love, this guidance, the easiest thing you can do is reciprocate that. Go into the description, go onto our website, make it, even if it's a tiny $1 donation, that's great. You're creating energetic balance in your life. That's Aini. You know, it could be as big or as small as you want it to be. Just remember, when you're donating, we use this money to help other people, because the majority of our things we work with and do with people are people that don't have abundance. So I try to create possibilities for people to get change, to learn more about their energy, to heal themselves. But this all requires time. And, you know, I do still live in this dimensional reality where it requires currency, flow of cash to be able to, one, just stay alive, and then two, to create more things. And I cannot believe how much we've been able to create and do with just the little bit in which we take in. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. What else is possible? Yes, the other Pacos are wonderful. Still drawn here energetically most. Anaiki kuyaiki arpichai sonkolai. Well, I'm love, you know what I mean? And here's the other thing, like I was saying, somebody has to, I'm the one that's come out and just opening up energy pathways. I'm a trailblazer. So I've been very consistent. I started doing live streams and popping out and doing tons of public events, far more than any of the other Pacos I know ever, anywhere. So by doing that, I know what's happening is I'm creating energetic lines, potential and possibility for them to fall into those grooves. And by them doing that, that helps me to grow, because success isn't singular. Success is across all of us, even if the others aren't aware. You know, eventually what will happen is we'll learn, we'll have a way in which we all become very coherent and begin to work together as kind of one thing. It's not quite there yet, but it's growing. It's gotten to here. Yes, that's great. I love to tell folks about your breath work. Thank you, Lulu. My breath work's kind of my jam. You know, I'm very much a breath shaman. You know, humbly, I would tell you I'm a master of the breath. Am I still learning? Yeah. I think a master doesn't mean that you don't continue to learn. I've mastered the flow of how this energy works, but I don't think there's I don't think that word encapsulates an end. Like, I've mastered it. There's nothing left to learn. Like, I don't believe that. There's always stuff to learn, and I always do. For me, the breath isn't just breathing, it's a spirit. Breath is a living spirit, and it's the spirit I have the most powerful connection to, is the spirit of the breath. Tom Shuck says, good morning. Good morning, Tom Shuck. It is a beautiful morning. I'm always grateful for these shows. I love to do these shows. I like to be here with you all. It's awesome. It's great. I got some new things coming. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what those are yet or what to do. But what it's going to be is I'm moving over into a subscription-based platform. I will also be doing some live streams and YouTube videos, but those videos are going to be more geared towards asking you to come on over to Patreon, probably. I think it's probably what's going to be, to the subscription-based network. I already have about 30 different videos that I'm ready to release and put out on there. I think all we have to do is create a intro video, Mary and I, and then we'll probably get that started. It's going to be nice and affordable for everybody, but what it's going to do, I'm going to have all kinds of different shamanic practices and meditations and breath works and tips and things about holistic healing and your health and your mind and your body and your spirit and your physical self and exercise and all the things I generally talk about here. But what I'm going to do is move it into a place where I have the potential to create income or abundance from it. but it's going to be really affordable. So the idea is to try to get as many people as possible. So, it stays affordable for everyone. And then through volume of people, which I want to reach as many people as possible, it can bring in a little bit more abundance. I don't need a lot personally, but I do have ideas of that. I need to create a certain amount of abundance to begin to facilitate big changes. Because what I want to do is I want to go to different places and work with different spiritual communities and bring in certain teachings and energy and begin to inspire, because that's what I love to do. If I can inspire you to make a change or even have one new thought, that changes the world. Okay. Healing is a beautiful thing. I love to do physical pain healings and all those things. They're gorgeous. They're wonderful kinds of things, but that's not where the true healing comes from. The true healing comes from one change, the change coming from within and pouring out into the world. And what I want to see is that change come from within you, your greatest possible version, flower, blossom, and bloom. I've been spending a lot more time in the corporate space lately, so that's a little bit different, because in there I'm working with people who are not exactly spiritually open, so I don't talk much about the spirituality end of what I offer or do. I talk more about the health benefits, the scientifically backed and proven things that I teach, such as breathing, connecting to your vagus nerve, movement, cold water, sun gazing, grounding. There's many practices in which I teach and I advocate. And what I do is I try to also make those accessible to people that may not have like esoteric knowledge. We got to meet everyone where they're at. No one is greater than or less than or above nor below. All of us are all part of one living field of energy. And it's kind of our duty. It's our it's our requirement. What's another word I could use? It's our responsibility to share our light with everyone and everything, because you are everyone and everything. So it means loving people that aren't on the path. We sometimes get alienated by them because if, we share a thought or idea with them and they reject it, we may feel bad in some sort of way. And then we kind of feel, resistant to them. There's words that go around, normies, I myself have used that term, but that's just frustration. The frustration arises from the ego. None of those are true. The most asleep person is only awake as the most awake person, and vice versa. We're all parts of one living field of energy. So what we need to do is be loving to each other, do the best we can to support each other in our growth. And that's something I always ask people is, how can I support you? And I offer that to all of you who are watching here today. How can I support you? How can I bring support and light and life into your life and into your world? That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do as a spiritual leader, as a leader of the spiritual community. I'm here to bring love into the world. I want to bring love into you. And pretty much by any means necessary, I don't have any resistance to anything. I'm just ready to go. And this is what I love about all of this. So I was talking earlier and I got choked up. I was talking about how my brothers and sisters are growing and people are doing things that forces me to grow. It's the most beautiful thing. It's forced me to go into even new ideas and avenues. And what will that do? I'll blaze that trail too. And then what you'll see is you'll see the others fall in behind there and start to do some of these new things that I have coming up. I can't share them all with you right now. I'm going to wait until they're ready to be unveiled. I've shared a little, but there's a lot more. There's a lot of things that are coming and going to happen. I am going to be offering some amazing workshops coming up. Okay. So I'm changing gears a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm going to start offering like open workshops. Some of them are going to be just for shamanic students, but there's going to be plenty of them that are open to all, open to everyone. The next one, which I'm not sure what the date is, but I'll make sure that I talk more about it as it gets closer, is going to be spirit guide, connection, and communication. Okay, so there's lots and lots of people now that are on the path and opening up onto the path. And so the common question for a lot of people in their awakening is I don't know my purpose. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. There's worry and fear. What's my calling? Kind of things like that. And what this requires is a connection into the higher self or the spiritual guidance. Okay, so I explained it in several different ways. It all has to do with your perception of things. If you're spiritually minded, if you're in a mind of spirituality, this will be your spiritual guides. All of us have primary spiritual guidance. On another level, I'd say these are layers of you that maybe you're not familiar with yet. So these are also layers of the higher mind or the higher self, or there's many ways. The deep subconscious, your magic lives in there. There's many ways to describe this, but what I do is I bring people into a group, and what I'll do is I'll help you become initiated into your spirit guides, knowing your spirit guides, first creating a relationship or a connection, and then learning a little bit about your guidance. And then the second half of the workshop will be working on how to communicate, how to begin to open yourself and interpret communication with your guidance. This is an indispensable skill for all people on the spiritual path. Now, even if you think that you're well connected into your guidance, all those things, good, come to the class anyway, because your guidance connection can help others, lead others, and also improve your connection, because everything is one living thing. It's one ball of living energy, or nervous system. So when a neuron, so I have a great connection into my spiritual guidance, but as I bring it in and I share into the group, it helps improve the connection to guidance to those in the group and the collective, but also improves my connection, because there's no separation. If I can help you improve your connection, this improves my connection, because you and me aren't separate. Energetically, we're part of the same thing. Now, we do have separate awarenesses. You get to be you and I get to be me. But in the grand scheme, you back away and look like it's looking at like a slide under a microscope. There's a bunch of different cells. You stand back, it's one thing. Okay? It's kind of the same thing for us. It all works together systemically. So that's going to be a really good one. And I got some other really nice ones coming up, but that's going to probably be the next one. Also, I'm probably going to begin to get ready to start another and probably run a concurrent shamanic training class. I have some whole new kinds of ideas to begin with to start a whole nother kind of class. This one's going to be quite a bit different, but I'll bring up the information for that when it's time. Oh, what else? What else do I want to share with you? I know we have a bunch of events. I didn't write them down to look here, but what you want to do is check out our Eventbrite. Okay, Eventbrite is what has all of our events on it. We're doing lots of in-town events, but we also have some beautiful online events coming. Okay, so that's going to be really cool. What else do I want to share? I think that's it for now. I think that's all I'm going to share for now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the floor open for a few moments. If anybody has any questions, anything they want to share with Ask the Shaman, let's talk about life. The floor is open. I have a bunch of banners here. Some of them I need to get rid of. Yeah. Also, if you're watching from Facebook, if you could like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on YouTube, that's very helpful. That helps me a lot. I am monetized. I don't make hardly any money yet because there's just not a lot of traffic yet, but I want to make that better. Also, share this channel with your friends. You can even just take this video if you're watching from Facebook, share it on your stream so other people can see it and can come in and learn some of these things. Today we had a beautiful meditation connecting with our heart center. I think that's something that humans should do at the minimum every day, is connect to their heart and open it into the space around them, even if you do nothing else. And all this takes is just putting your hand on the heart and having the intention of, I open my heart. And then there's other ways, creating connection. I connect this brain to this brain. Sometimes I tap on these at the same time, or I'll tap on my tummy and my chest. just my chest, just my tummy, opening up all these energy centers. You have 3 brains, essentially. You know, it's not really taught that way. We've been taught like this brain controls everything, but that's not actually true. We're finding out more and more about that all the time. You have neurotransmitters in your gut. You know, you have other neurotransmitters in your heart. Your lungs have the ability to generate DMT. You know, so the truth is your entire body's one brain, like the whole thing. Your entire nervous system is this sensory organ. It's a sensory organ that's able to pick up tons of information. And how does it happen? Through frequency. Everything's vibration. Like blow on your hand. You'll be like, oh, well, the wind blew on my hand. That's how I feel. Well, really what's happened is your wind is a form of energy. It hits your hand. It hits the little sensory neurites that are in your hand and tells your brain that there's wind. It transfers. It takes one form of energy and turns it into another. You're an alchemist, and you're doing this all the time. You're built, you're made to be an alchemist. But what you can do is when we're unaware that we're doing it, you're generating and manifesting your life all the time. So what happens when you become aware of that? Right. You begin to become very, very powerful in the ability to manifest. I'm getting stronger and stronger every day. I had this weird belief that I didn't have the ability to manifest in some sort of capacities, but it's just shown me now in the last month that that's completely not true, because I've manifested so much. I've manifested opportunities and abundance and all kinds of things because I was having a hard time. And I was having a hard time. I was thinking about quitting, didn't want to do this anymore. I was burned out, you know. I felt, and that happens. It's not that it's bad. It was putting me in a position, giving me symptoms. So I had a choice to change. And I did. And as I sat there, I had a talk with Zane. He told me a couple things. And then I had an interaction with one of my spiritual guides, Don Benito. And a new inspiration came into me. That's all I needed. It was just, I wasn't connected into my spiritual self the way I needed to be. That's something that continually evolves. Like you don't just like make a spirit guide connection and that's it. The connection's over. No, it continually evolves, and your guides will evolve. My spirit guides don't have anywhere near the same feel, energy, or, you know, when I see them, they don't look the same. They're totally different than where they started. And why? Because I allowed them to grow with me. If I'm growing, so will my guidance. So that's not abnormal. But that's going to be the next one. The next major event that I'm going to have up is Spirit Guide Connection and Communication. And there'll be some other really cool stuff after there. Like I said, I got a bunch of ideas. I got flooded with creativity. I'm full of creativity, full of amazingness to bring out into the world. I do want to mention there's a video that I have up, and it's been doing really well. It's one of the most recent videos, and that's go onto the YouTube, and then you go into videos, and then what you'll see is a nervous system reset. So I kind of filmed it. I edited the video, so it's kind of really distorted in a sort of way. And I did like a form of body movement, meditation, breath, energy all together. And it's kind of like a reset for the nervous system. This will really help you to reset your vagus nerve. You hear me talk a lot about that because it's really important. Your vagus nerve, the wandering nerve, is one of the most important nerve centers in the body, and one of the most detuned or underdeveloped in us. Human beings, we have this underdeveloped vagus nerve because we're not using it. We're living our life from our mind, our thinking, our head, our worry, our anxiety, our trying to be ahead of the game all the time from a sympathetic dominant state. So your vagus nerve is your parasympathetic dominant like string. It's like your guitar string that if you strum it, boing, what happens is it sends frequencies into your brain, into your body, and tells you that you're calm and everything's okay. You know, this creates connectivity between all of your major organ systems in your brain. Okay. Because like I said, most of us, this is way overdeveloped. This is all underdeveloped, our ability to feel. It's meant to be the other way. This is meant to be developed for solving problems, but that's all it's meant to be used for. We're not meant to experience our entire reality through this thinking mind kind of thing. We're supposed to come into this part of the mind, because I call the whole thing mind. The whole thing is a one living energy brain to me. But coming out of this part of your brain and into this part of your brain, dropping into the heart and the gut. and allowing yourself to open that up and feel the space around you. Okay. That's really amazing work. I have another class actually that I'm looking forward to teaching now. I was talking about opening and feeling the surrounding space. That's one of the parts of the exercise where I work on astral travel. So I'm going to have an astral travel course workshop. These will be one-day workshops, but they're going to be like 3 to 5 hours long with an intermission. I really like that format of teaching. I really, really enjoy it. Let's see. We got some comments popped up. Hi, Mike Skilton, Magical Mike. Thank you. That's the part I needed today. So pro. You are amazingly perfect. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of love, man. Thank you so much, Nardu. Shoosh. You got me feeling like I'm gonna cry again. I do every day. Like there's not really shit. It's coming strong. I try not to on the live streams and stuff. Not that I don't want you to see me cry. It's just who wants to sit here and stare at me cry, you know? But I do. I cry every day in gratitude. I cry in pain too. It's a wonderful, beautiful thing. I spent 28 years. I went 28 years and I couldn't shed a fucking tear. Can you believe that? Doesn't that sound just totally wretched? Well, it was. It was. Oh man, it was. Shoosh, taking me back into some memories. That's really good though, because within some of those memories are probably still some little pieces of heavy energy that I need to resolve. And boy, I've had a ton of that in the last few weeks. Lots of resolution of energy. Things with my childhood have resolved, and things in relationships, you know, that I've been holding on to things with my parents. Let's let that go. With my daughter's mom, all kinds of things. I've been able to release more and more and more and feel more and more free. Jill Bova. I love you. I love you all, by the way. All right, we're at 1 hour and 11 minutes. If anybody has any questions, this is last call. This is the last call. We're getting ready to come out of here. And then, as always, what I'm going to do is ask you to book a session with us. I would love to see you in a personal session. So the people say, what do these personal sessions look like? Well, they look pretty cool, because what happens is we'll come in typically on a Zoom. And then what we'll do is first is we'll just talk for a little bit. Talk about what's going on in your life. Where would you like to make changes? Where do you feel stuck? What are your goals? You know, look at those kinds of things. And then what I do is I help you to find potential and possibility. So what I would do is work with you and, you know, take apart whatever needs to be taken apart in your belief system that's limiting you. Energy healing, usually some of that happens. Definitely some breathing. We'll definitely do some breathing, some mindset work, some life coaching, a bunch of different modalities. I don't have like this niche, this one thing I do. Like I'm not like, hey, I just do QHHT. I do hypnosis. I love hypnosis therapy. I just don't use it in any other guise, any other words. I don't really like the words of everything. The words of everything create limits. Because if you say, oh, I do QHHT or I do hypnotism, that creates some sort of box in the mind of most people. So I do, as I say, I do forms of these things. I do forms. And they show up very intuitively, however they're meant to show up. But what I can tell you is these sessions for most people are life-changing. They alter you. And that's what they're meant to do. They make an alteration into your energetic being and field. And then the way you start to interact with life begins to change. This is how it's worked for me to help me grow. This is how it's worked for Mary. And also then our thousands of clients. We have thousands now, thousands and thousands of people we've been able to help all over the world in various different ways. And that's my mission. My mission is to help everyone who's ready to become their greatest possible self. So if that sounds like something you want to do, if you want to know more about you, go deeper into you, learn some practices. There's different things you can learn. These sessions, I have shamanic training sessions where I'll train you one-on-one shamanism. I have holistic transformation where we'll just talk about how we're going to change you holistically It won't be super spiritual in that space. Then there's spiritual healing, where I actually work into the parts of you, the spiritual parts of you. This may include like removal of energy, cord cutting, soul retrievals, cleansing, initiations. There's lots of different things that can happen. So go ahead and check out our website, thepositivepineapple.org. And then I'm going to ask you to help support our mission of healing. I need your help. We need your help. So if you could please make a donation, any size is fine. That helps. That keeps the fluid flow of energy moving. You're helping everything move in a beautiful way. And I want to thank you for your generous donations. Some of you are generous donators. I think the last month was maybe one of the biggest months ever for generous donations. And I want to thank you all so much. This is one I haven't seen in a while. Breathe along with me now. So since no one's got any questions or comments or concerns, I'm going to finish up this session with a little breathwork medley. Okay, I love breathwork. I do breathwork every day, all the time. I'm aware of my breath as often as possible. Please, I have to blow my nose. So if you could please excuse me for a second. Thank you. Oh, the other thing that came to me, I wanted to talk about, lots of expansion. So here's the thing. Something popped into me where I no longer feel the need to please everyone. I didn't realize that I wanted to. I was so worried about my medicine and everything that was actually working against me. Because many of you know me, and as I always describe, some of the ways I heal people is through triggering. And, for normal ways of thinking for people in limited mindsets, they would think that that's bad, that I've triggered you. But you can ask most people who I have triggered. In the long run, they find out what I've done is I've done them a service. I've probably told them a truth or exposed to them a living energy that's within them that they just didn't want to see or hope no one else could see. This is a gift I've always had. I can see. I'm a seer. I'm a kawak in our tradition. I can see, I can sense, I can feel the living energy that's in you. So whatever you're not honest with yourself about, or you lied to yourself about, or you tried to covet, anything like that, I know right away. And if it comes down to where my medicine guidance starts to tell me to expose that to you, I do. And so what that can do is that either wildly liberate someone, couldn't see that, I'm free, or the ego goes into defense and it tries to blame me for how it feels. You're bad. You're not good. I mean, that happens to me a lot, but that's part of being a really powerful shaman. And what I'm going to tell you is I'm a shaman and not a saint. And I'm not here to please everyone. And if you don't like my medicine or what I do, that's fine. Don't listen to me and don't watch me, is what I would tell you. If you like what I'm saying, like what I'm doing, just pay attention. That's all I need is your loving attention. And I promise you that the wisdom and things that I share with you will grow within you. That's how this works. It's living energy. But I'm at a point now, and what's happened is I noticed that I have a better flow of energy, because I used to be so worried, at odds with my spirit. Like, I don't want to trigger people. Don't make me do this. And like my spirit's like, well, you have to do this. This is how healing happens. You're not here to please everyone. You're not here to be the saint. That was the same with all the others, the predecessors before us, right? All of the masters who have come before us. Not everybody liked them, right? Especially those who want to choose to be trapped within the cycles of mind or the cycles of the matrix. They're going to expel or try to snuff out the light. It's happened to me a bunch of times already. I even had a little community up here tried to snuff me out, try to get me involved in some sort of idea of a scandal or something. And it's just such bullshit. And what I would say is, I'm no fucking Pope. Okay. I swear I make mistakes, which I don't really agree to mistakes, but that's what other people would see. For your eyes, I'm flawed. Okay. For my eyes and connection, nothing's flawed. Okay. I don't believe in that. But what I would tell you is whatever your ideas or whatever others' ideas are of beauty, of perfection, of spirituality, of light, of life, may not necessarily match what your output is. And that's not your problem. Okay? You're never responsible for what anyone else understands. You're responsible for the energy that vibrates from you into the world. If you're coming from your heart, and I always come from my heart, I come from my soul. If you come from your heart, it's always going to go the way it needs to go. And that's my advice. Stop giving a shit what other people think. I don't care anymore. There was a little bit happening for a while here, and it's been like a boat anchor around my neck where I've been so worried about my public image or something. And that's all fucking bullshit. That's ego as hell. I don't care about what anyone thinks about me. If you don't, like I said, if you don't like me and you don't like what I'm saying, don't watch me and don't listen to me. But I guarantee you something. I'm going to share with you from the greatest of my ability this gift, this life, this love, and I want it to grow within you. That's the goal. I'm not here to be your master. I don't want to be someone maybe you look up to. If I do, good. That's great. But that's not my goal. My goal is to share energy, is to be here and project this light into the world, as which I'm designed to do and created to do. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Breathe along with me now. We're going to do a little breath medley. We're going to start off with, we're going to do something fun that I haven't done in a while. So I like to combine movement with breath, because moving the body, you're moving your nervous system and the fluids of the body. This particular style is quite powerful if you're having a bad day. Okay. So if you're having a bad day and you're just feeling, you want to fight, you want to punch a pillow, you want to scream, you just had enough. This is when I use this breath. Okay. But it's good to practice it too, just cause, not even when you're always pissed, but just when you want to. So what I do is I take my thumbs, I put them inside my hands, and then I close my hands over them. Okay. And then what I do is I start to kind of move my arms like this. And what this reminds me of, if you ever watch like 80s pro wrestling, maybe into the 90s, there was this two guys that were called the Bushwhackers. They were a tag team, and they kind of walk like this. It's pretty fun. But we're using this with our breath. So now what you're going to do is you're going to begin to time your breath with your arm swings. And then you can start to go faster. And this is called temper tantrum, is what this is called. So what you want to do is you want to let all of your rage and anger and pissed, you want to let it all out. Big breath in. Bigger. Hold. Squeeze your entire body. Squeeze everything from the core out. Let go. Woo. Wow, that was a rush. Wow, I got a big rush of energy in my body. Woo, that was good. That was really good. I love that kind of movement. I love to do movements with my breathing. Wow. Wow, my hands are freezing, by the way. Shoosh. What y'all think about that? Who tried that? Let's talk about that. Whew. Wow, that was a beautiful reset. Like everything's reset. I also like to do fun things. Like I do stand like normal Qigong, but I also do something called chair gong. I've been working with this with the corporate accounts, as well as we have a couple accounts where we work with elderly people. So you may be in a wheelchair, but I can get you to start moving your arms. And this is chair gong. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the energy from around me, bringing it into my heart, taking the energy from my heart and sending it around me. So it's always about circulating qi. That's what qi gong is. It's circulation. Qi is life force energy. All right. So chair gong, that's what this is. And there's different ways. And what I do is I say there's no right or wrong way. Experiment. Feel your body. Feel your body. Feel your body, right? These are beautiful ways for you to move your energy and move your life force. And then doing even, I have the standard type of things I do. Now you're pumping your legs. Oh, that's something I wanted to talk about. It came into my mind before I came on this morning. Most people don't know this, but now you know, for a long time, I've heard and read, and there's a lot of research about your calf muscles. Your calf muscles are essentially like your second heart. They can pump fluid. They improve venous movement. So if you have things like varicose veins and things, doing calf raises, pumping your calf muscles, you know, pumping your calf muscles. So like right now, I'm just sitting here, and what I'm doing is I'm just going up on my toes. I'm pumping the calf muscles. And they've shown, you should look this up, Google this, about pumping your calves and how it improves your vascular flow. And by doing this, they've shown that it improves your longevity. So what you're doing is these calf muscles, they have the ability to pump blood, lymph, and cerebral spinal fluid back up the body, you know? So just even sitting in your seat, as part of my chair gong, is doing toe raises in your seat. And you can do this anytime. You work at a desk, stuff like that. Just sit at your desk while you're working. Sometimes, as soon as you remember, slow down your breath. See if you can become aware of your breath while you're working. Pump your calves. You can bring vast health into your body. Yeah. Let's see. Lulu says, have you thought about doing an online breath sound bath? I have. That's actually something I totally want to do. What I don't have currently, though, is the proper sound equipment for you to be able to pick up. That's the thing. Sound baths can be transmitted. You don't have to be in the same room because it's energy. But some of the frequencies won't be transmitted to you without proper sound equipment. Okay, so I'm working on that. So I'm asking for donations and things. Hopefully something will come through. I'm sure it will in the right time. I also want to start doing different types of meditation where I use the microphone because I do have a very powerful way in which I can use and project my voice in different vibrational frequencies. And when I use a microphone and headphones, I can really hear it. I can move into my voice and become really, really aware. And then what this does is improves my ability for hypnosis. And that's a beautiful tool. So yeah, Lulu, I would love to do an online breath and sound bath. It just, I have to get the proper tools. So maybe someone knows where can I get a non-expensive but kind of good sound that I can use for live stream computer. Hell yeah, preach. Thank you. I love to preach, by the way. I just hopped on and that energized me. Good. Welcome, Tachi. All right, I think I'm going to skate out of here. I have a 10 o'clock gym appointment today. I'm still training people here and there. So if you're local, or even if you're not local, if you're looking more into, you want to learn more about fitness and strength and things like that, you know, I love to help people in that kind of direction. I've been doing forms of personal training, strength training with athletes and just average people since 1999. That's 25 years. 25 years ago, I became a certified personal trainer. I worked at that for quite some time. And then on and off through my whole life, I've done personal training for people. So that's always open. As a holistic transformation specialist, I look to heal the entire being. Okay. The first place I send everybody is into the breath. Some people get good and master that, and we go further. Others, we sometimes go around it and we jump into different ways, and then the breath comes in later. But if you want to make a big change in your life, if you have not yet, make a daily breathwork practice. This is feeding your brain everything it needs to create neuroplasticity. All right, not to mention all the other beautiful health benefits. And if you want to learn more about that, reach out. I am going to be offering, so this is going to be cool. I'm going to be offering certifications soon. So I'll be offering several different certifications, including a breathwork facilitator certification. So this will be part of my medicine society, in which I've printed. INTI is the name of it. INTI stands for son, father, son. And it also stands for INTI, Intuitive Nature Therapies and Integrations. So essentially it's going to be like INTI Institute. And what I'm going to do is start helping people become, because, you know, we live in a world where people need these pieces of paper, these certifications. And then so through that, this will open up the ability for me to teach more people and help more people. Probably also do a cold water immersion certification for people that want to facilitate cold water immersions. I'm already beginning to start different sorts of certificates and certifications, getting those together for different forms of shamanic technique or medicine. So I have a bunch of stuff coming out. So I'm growing just like everybody else. We're all growing. Let's keep going. Okay. I love you all so much. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Let's close our energy bubble. Let's do that. Let's gather up all that energy. Bring it over top and down into you. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I want to thank you for being here this morning. I want to thank you for bringing your energy here. Thank you for sharing. Please share. The more you can share and help us reach out into the world, the better we can do. Together, we create miracles. Bless you all. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'll be back day after tomorrow. Bye-bye.